check 1, 2.
Action!
Tell these rappers I'm outside, get them start acting up. I'm turning hoes to housewives, I'm cleaning the ratchet up. Do it off from boom back to melody rap. If they can put you in the box, then you might as well pack it up. Bars having bars, no cap, I'm Attica, you a precinct. How y'all competing when y'all just decent? Your rhyme efficiency's like logic simplicity. Don't tell me how much that you black, cause I don't see it. That's it. Welcome to Precinct.
Fuck LeBron! Fuck everybody on LeBron! When we see you in the finals, bring that same energy, nigga!
Yeah. Live and direct on your YouTube screen once again. It is another episode of Knicks N Ish. Y'all already know the vibe. I am the one and only Parlay Lord, aka Brass Taz, here in the building. And of course, I got the first lady of Knicks N Ish will be Mrs. Knicks in the building. The one and only co-host to the show, my main man, and my big brother Kev Rodriguez in the building. Hit me with it. Bow, bow, bow. And of course, everybody knows our beloved host who lost his voice, by the way, when things happen. Hopefully he should be able to speak to us enough today. He's looking for fireworks because he's not popping. He is a spark. He's not a spark plug today, guys. He's a little bit out of it.
My fireworks went out with my voice.
This is the spark plug today.
That's crazy.
This is the spark plug today. Nah, but he is a spark plug though. Don't forget our one and only host Tea Time here in the building, ladies and gentlemen. We're sorry about the pyrotechnical difficulties. You know what I mean? Real talk. But don't forget, everybody. Press like for your favorite panel. Sharing as always, Karen. If you're new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure your bell is set to all so you get all notifications when we go live. Guys, what a way to close out the first round, right? What a way to close out the first round. Our beloved Knicks behind Captain Jalen Brunson Burner close out the Detroit Pistons in 6 games by a score of 116-113. Jalen Brunson had 40 points, 7 assists. Excuse me. Mikal Bridges also had an 11-16 game. I believe he had 29 points.
25.
Oh, 25. Sorry. I know I was a little off with that one. But and what a way to end the game by our beloved captain. Yes, as the title says, he put on a masterclass in this game 6. Panel, please talk to me about this game 6 and let these people know how you feel.
All right, so boom, before we do that, let me handle some quick business. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's get that out the way first. Frank, we see you, my boy. There we go.
There it is.
Frank, there we see you, my boy.
Frankie Fingers.
King Q, we see you, my boy.
Yes, sir, my boy. King Q, you better talk that shit tonight, my boy.
In the building. We see
Sis.
Nostalgic Knicks, we see you. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So boom, that's first order of business done. Second order of business. If you're on YouTube, you might notice there's a little a box with a $sign next to the comment box. You know what I mean? That's for the super chats. We are officially monetized. You feel me? The first level of monetization. You know what I mean? Let's clap it up for that. You know what I mean? Listen, we love our day one supporters. We still gonna be chatting with y'all, putting y'all stuff up on the screen. But y'all must understand the super chats will always take precedent over everything else. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm still new to it. I'm not sure exactly how it works. Yeah, I mean, but whatever you find in your heart you could give to support the panel, please do so. Yeah, I mean, um, that's the second order of business. Third, I know y'all waiting on your shirts. They're here. They pressed up. I just gotta make it to the post office. That's it. My bad, y'all. You feel me? And I should be doing that by at the very latest Monday. Y'all should have y'all shirts out to y'all. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your continued support. Uh, Now let's get to the game. Oh man, pack them bums up. Pack them bums up on their home court for sure. Yeah, I mean, as you can hear, I have still 2 days later, still ain't got no voice because we was at outside the garden, acted a whole fool. I was standing on stuff. You know what I mean? I was standing on stuff, high-fiving people, jumping up and down, because JB's a bad mamma jammer. He's a bad mamma jammer. Word. But yeah, listen, man, before I start really talking about stuff, let me get my pleasantries out the way, right? Uh, Shout out to Detroit. They made this a dog fight. Yeah, I mean, they made this a dog fight. So I want to give them their credit. Shout out to Asad Thompson. He gave JB his all pause. Yeah, I mean, uh, shout out to Cade Cunningham. That kid's special, and he gonna be something special in this league for a long time. All right, now that that's over, Malik Beasley, get out of here. You bum. You bum. All that stuff you was talking. And look, now you home. Go on fishing. Go to Lake Michigan with your fishing rod, your bait and tackle box, and go fishing.
That's what we call full circle for karma right there, ain't it? Ain't it,
Yeah,
y'all?
yeah. Look, he could practice that shimmy in the clubs in Cancun. He said he said it's not he said it's not the first to three, it's the first to four. That is correct. But we have a term that goes 1, 2, 3, Cancun. Enjoy your vacation. Oh, he started off his vacation in New York. I know you love the city. He came right back. He came right back to New York. He lost and came right back to the city. We know you love it here, but you not wanted here. You no good in New York. You bum. You bum. Him. Oh, I gave Hassan Thompson his props, but he about to get work too. He about to get work too. No problem guarding. It is no issue guarding Jalen Brunson. Seemed
Mm.
like it was winter in Lake Michigan. You were ice skating. It was winter in Lake Michigan. He was ice skating. No problem. Hold the dagger. Cancun. Cancun. All that fake tough stuff y'all was doing, I said it on this very show. You still got a hoop. All that talking mean nothing. You still gotta go out there and hoop. And I know I ain't talking nothing logistically about the game. I'm gonna get into that later, but I'm still turned up. Yo, you still gotta hoop. All that tough talking, bragging, braggadocious. Oh, y'all lucky y'all ain't get sweet. The refs helped y'all game too. If it wasn't for the refs, this would have been a sweep. A sweep for sure. Because game two was supposed to be ours. The refs helped y'all. Then we went to Detroit and beat y'all in your home court. 2 games in a row on your home floor. Remember when after they won, Malik Beasley was like, oh yeah, home court advantage. We back in Detroit. What home court advantage? Y'all ain't win not one game in the crib. Not one
haven't won
game.
haven't won at home in the playoffs since 20 years. Come on, man, cut
And
it
it
out.
wasn't going to start with the Knicks. For
Sure
sure.
wasn't.
For
Sure
sure.
wasn't.
Pack those bums up. Pack them up. Dennis Schroeder. I hate your veneers. Pack you up, look like Baby Shark. Pack him up. Pack him up. Feed the kids. Nah, that was hilarious. That was hilarious. We was outside the garden, and Frank said,
Yeah.
"Yo, he looked like one of the Feed the Kids children." That was
I'm
hilarious.
done.
But yeah,
Somalia. I'm
I'm
done.
landing the plane here. Shout out to the squad. Shout out to JB. Shout out to Mikal for a gem. Oh, no, I'm not done. Hold on.
We're not done. I'm about to say,
Malik
you're far
Beasley
from done.
again, running his mouth when somebody said, "Yo, we need 44 for Mikal." He was like, "What, minutes?" No, not minutes. He gave you 25 and a crucial tip in at the end of the game. Pause. But yeah,
And put a poster on your boy.
put a poster on
Where?
K.
Kate
Put a
Cunningham.
poster. Put him on a shirt. Put him on a shirt for sure. Shout out to
Or milk
Mikal.
carton.
Word. Shout out to Mikal for stepping up and having a great game 6 and helping us keep those guys at the crib. I land the plane there.
Let's give more shout outs because there's more people walked in. So what up, Mike? Michael Brown,
Yes, sir. See you in the
Parrish,
building.
what up?
It was good. It was good.
Stephen Kennedy.
Of course.
I saw you being negative earlier
Facts.
before the show even started.
Hey, lucky.
Marlon.
It was good. It was good.
Marlon, what up?
And it's crazy because those games where and listen, we won the series, but where was Steven at when Cat was scoring 10 points in those games? Because Julius Randle was on the team, it was off with his head.
Mm-hmm.
Go
Mm-hmm.
ahead, Anna, do your thing.
I'm like T-Time. My voice is still shot.
That's because y'all was climbing on things, you know? Whoa. It wasn't like that.
3 watch parties and the game in Detroit.
Yeah, that's
I'm glad the series is over, to be honest. I mean, it started to get super annoying with the refereeing. I felt it wasn't fair most of the time. But that's just something we have to get over as a team, and I think we did. JB is, y'all can't say how happy I am that he's a Knick. Like, I wouldn't give him up for nothing. Nothing. Because when everybody counts us out, when the ball is in his hand, we can't be counted out. I think when we were down by 8, I looked at T-Time at the last watch party. I said, we're winning. We're winning.
Mm-hmm.
But the shot was just insane to watch. And just to feel the energy of the fans that were out there with us was insane. I don't know how you felt, T-Time, but I felt like we was about to fall. Like the whole crowd just like pushed. It was insane. Definitely a shot for the records. I don't think a Knicks fan is gonna forget that shot ever. And so much love to Mikal. Like, fuck them picks. Fuck every one of them 5 picks. Because when we needed him, he showed up. And I think Knicks fans need to give that same energy I give on the negative towards Mikal and show him love when he does shit right. Because without that putback, we might not have won that game.
For sure.
And just him taking accountability as a leader. You know, he went after game 5 and said, we need to come out at halftime and do a layup line, and we need to come out early and be more active. And what did the Knicks do? Came out in game 6, did a layup line, and I don't know how many layups they made in that third quarter, but it was a lot. Because every time they made one, I looked at T-Time and said, layup line.
For sure. For sure.
But no, it was super good. I do wish we passed the ball more, We only had 18 assists, I think, and that's not a good look. And against a Boston team, we have to move the ball. So, I mean, you could say all you want. We won. I'm over it. I'm over the Detroit fans. They call themselves trolling us after the game and all day yesterday. Oh, y'all gonna get swept by Boston. Oh, I don't give a fuck. Y'all home. Y'all watching us. What up, Kev?
To me, honestly, I think the biggest thing in Game 6 was how they started off the game. That first quarter,
And the
we
third.
in the first and like all series long, we struggled in the third. We struggled. We came out flat, and this time we come out good in the third quarter, but we kind of struggled in the fourth a little bit. Where to the point I think we were down like 8 or 9 or some shit, if I'm not mistaken.
7.
Down eight.
Like 7.
8.
Yeah. So the guys staying in the game and keep grinding it out the way we've been doing all year long. But I really think that first quarter was how you start off the game and how you finish is always important, yo. And I think the Knicks were able to do that in that last game. And like I said, man, shout out to Bridges because when I seen him playing like that, I had a good feeling. Usually he come out a little slow, but I think him there was a different kind of feel in this game with him and JB. It was like, yo, we not finna go back to New York. And shout out to my man Go Get It 550 because I wanna see you put your 3 fingers in the air because I know you be hating on Jalen Brunson and he put your man. I think Azar Thompson's ankles are still on the court right now just for you to Go Get It 550. Cause he put him, he just knocked that shot down and sent us to the second round, man. Like you got to give your man his flowers, bro, because you've been real crucial on Jalen Brunson, and your man, yo, listen, the same dude that you've been real crucial about. You've been real negative about my man Jalen Brunson, and he put the team on his back when we needed it most and knocked down the game-winning shot to put us into the second round against Boston. I don't want to hear no negativity until Monday. You better give your man his flowers, bro. Give your man his flowers. He deserves it. Your man is a true star. Not he didn't almost cost us anything. He won us that game. And Mikal Bridges, to all the fans, like y'all gotta apologize. Y'all gotta apologize to Mikal Bridges. Y'all been great. Not just you see the thing that a lot of people. He said, but you know what? I respect that shot. You have to, bro. You have to because and there was no push off. Like I'm waiting for people to be like, no, he called a push. No, no, no. There was no touching involved. That man Thompson was untouched. Your man put that ball right behind his leg, stopped, took a few steps, and bang. There was no push off. But nobody ever talks about the job that Mikal Bridges did on the defensive end. It's always what he's not doing on the offensive end, but nobody talks about the job that he did on Cade Cunningham. Him and
Oh,
OG,
Kev, why you on that subject, right? Isn't it to the tune of Cade Cunningham having more turnovers than he did assists when Mikal Bridges was defending him?
bro. This is what I'm saying. Like a lot of people don't give Mikal Bridges his real flowers because the guy, like, it's. I always saying I might sound like a broken record, but it ain't easy to play both sides of the court. It's not, especially a guy like Cade Cunningham, bro. That dude, let's not get it twisted here. Everybody had him the better player going into the playoffs. They all said he was the better player going into the
Excuse me.
playoffs. All right. And for him and OG to have force him to turn over the ball playoff leading 29 times, that says a lot about our defense, bro. And the job that they did together against motherfucking OG. I mean Cade Cunningham. Listen, man, if we could continue to do that going into this Boston, because let's not get shit twisted, man. Detroit was playing solid basketball going into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Who people who know Detroit was peaking at the right time, bro. And I always say it, you know, it's hard to beat a team that's peaking at the right time, and the Knicks were able to do that. So hopefully we start peaking at the right time right now. Fucking pull off a fucking upset, because this is what it is. It's an upset now. It's an upset. You know what I mean? Like, we got to go in there and upset the fucking Boston Celtics, bro. They swept us in the regular season, and you know, I hope that they don't go back to the last game. Go back to the first 3 games and go see what you did wrong and figure that shit out.
Lord, Fraz, we didn't hear from you yet, gang.
Well, you know how it goes. First off, press like for your favorite panel. Sharon is always caring. Don't forget about that, everybody.
Oh,
And just
Fraz,
to
I'm
touch.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. So boom. For y'all, usually y'all on YouTube, I just did something. I figured it out. If we get 10 super chats in the next 45 minutes, I'm giving away a free Knicks N Ish whiskey glass. You feel me? If we get 10 super chats in the next 45 minutes, I'm giving away one of these to one of y'all who did the super chat. You heard? So let's get it popping. You heard? Fraz, do your thing.
Not a problem. And just to touch on Kev's point real quick, I believe those numbers with Mikal Bridges guarding Cade Cunningham have something to the tune of 8 turnovers and 6 assists and only 11 shots out of like 38 or something like that. So if you think Mikal Bridges wasn't doing a good job playing defense against Cade Cunningham, the numbers say otherwise. But overall in this series, that I am glad that we are able to get past adversity and get out of this one in 6 games. I did have the Knicks in 6 games winning this series because I already had the feeling they was going to pull some nonsense on us. That's the only reason why I thought it would go 6 games from the jump, and I was right. But Captain Brunson Burner, right? My guy, this is why you're here. This is why you're needed here. This is why you are the captain of the ship, because at the end of the day, I know when it come down to the end of the game and you running the show, it's like all state. We in good hands, you heard me? Like for real. So one thing I will say, NBA, you want to know this, man. Brunson is not a slouch. Why do y'all keep thinking he's a slouch? He's gonna do this time and time again. This is just what he does in the playoffs, averaging 32 points a game in the first 6 games. All right. I believe it's 31 and a half. I don't even got to look at the number. I know it's 31 and a half. He out averaged Cade Cunningham this series. But you know, Cade Cunningham was the better player going into this series, according to ESPN and all the major media outlets, right? And everybody else who likes to listen to the media, right? Well, in your eye, like I like to say, in your eye, people, all right? Because at the end of the day, he proved y'all wrong like he always does. And Brunson likes the adversity because it makes him play better. I don't think you guys get this by now, but you need to understand this. Brunson plays well in the adversity with people talking about him. This is what he does. He's not worried about it. He's accustomed to playing on the biggest stages since college. So what are we talking about, people? This guy's been a
Yeah.
champion in college. He knows what it takes to win. Okay, granted, it hasn't been on the NBA level, but things like that translate to the NBA level, right? So I say that to say this: second round, if the Knicks get on their D, if Cat stays out of foul trouble, if Mikal Bridges can continue that good defense that he had on Cade Cunningham and apply that to Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown, depending on the matchup, and also if OG can play counterpart to that defense as well, and we can defend their wings, and we can stop them from spacing and pacing, and we could keep that two-man game of Tatum and Porzingis from giving them a lot of open three-point shots, and we can defend the three-point line. I'm gonna say it again for all you people in the back: Knicks in 6, and I'm done.
Yeah. Listen,
You know,
you know, now that all the hype takes is out the way, right? I wanna talk about the actual game. Yeah, I mean, I had let everybody get their shit off. Yeah, I mean, myself included. But yeah, you know what was important about this game, especially to me, because it's something that we had a lot of trouble with throughout the series, was getting off to a fast start. Yeah, I mean, and we came out like gangbusters in game 6, man. We was on a 20-8 run to start the game. Uh, and we kept on, we was getting whatever we wanted. I knew throughout the game that Detroit was going to end up making some runs because that's just the way the series has been. You know what I mean? So I wasn't surprised that they got the lead. They brought the game back to tied and got the lead because that's what the series has been all 6 games. Kalia, turn that down. Uh, that's what the series been all 6 games. And lower. I'm sorry, y'all. Lower. There we go. My train of thought. Yeah, that's what the series been all 6 games. I knew. So I wasn't worried. You know what I mean? I got intense and focused. I got quiet because I was locked in. The Knicks needed my full and undivided attention so we could pull out this dub. You feel me? But I wasn't worried because that's what it was. And I also knew we had Jalen Brunson. You know what I mean? The game, at the beginning of the game, Mikal didn't start it off great. He didn't start off the game great. And I kept on telling people, I said, I need Mikal to stop settling for threes and mix up his game. I need him to get to the mid-range. I need him to get to the cup. And everything else will fall into place. And that's exactly what he started to do. It. He started to cut. He was those weird passes that's not really alley-oops that he turned into alley-oop layups. Like he was catching those, cutting to the basket, getting to the spots in the mid-range. And that also to me, like even though a lot of times when he's not playing well offensively, he's still contributing on the defensive end. But I also feel like he gets so much better defensively when he's scoring. You know what I mean? And him mixing up his game was big for us. His 25 points, humongous for us, especially on a night where Cat didn't have it. Uh, and and to do that in such a critical moment, you know what I mean? Like on the road, closeout game. You have your biggest game of the series of this year playoff so far, and hats off to Mikal, man, because what you call it? I can't remember who said it. Kev Fraz said what his defense was on Cade. Yeah, I mean the stats on his defense on Cade this series, and it was. I didn't realize it was that good. You feel me? I
yo,
didn't realize it was that good.
Yeah,
it
so with
wasn't.
Cade on him, I mean, with Mikal guarding Cade, he was 11 for 39,
I was
38%,
right
8
in the
Yo,
ballpark.
turnovers, 6 assists.
Put some
yo,
Right in the
respect on
ballpark.
Cal's name.
and it wasn't just Cade Cunningham that he did a good job on. He did a good job on Tim Hardaway, Malik Beasley, Tobias Harris. There's another name. I forgot who it was, but I
It's
think it was
probably Dennis Schroeder.
no,
Probably
Dennis
Dennis
Schroeder
Schroeder.
played. Dennis Schroeder played all right against him. He got some good numbers against him. But I mean, and Kay Cunningham. Yeah, there you go. Kay Cunningham, like so.
Yeah, bro, turn that down. Oh, now you good. Yeah, but yeah, not only Mikal, OG. Yeah, I mean, OG was huge for us. Where he had like 22.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, OG obviously his defense on Cade, uh, and playing both sides of the ball. Listen, I will say this, right? Our bench really hasn't shown up in the playoffs outside of campaign, game one, right? Uh, and if that's going to be the case, if that's going to be the case, we need all our we need all our starters. Well, we need at least three of them. If we're not gonna get no bench production, we need at least three of them 20 plus, and the other two 15 plus. That has to happen with JB eclipsing 30 because he don't score less than 30 in the playoffs. So JB 30 plus, and everybody and three other players 20 plus, and the other two, I mean, yeah, two other players 20 plus, and then the other two 15 plus. That gives us chances to win games. That could put us around the 113, like 120. And that's going to have to be the norm. Because I can't really sit here and say I'm confident that our bench is going to show up the next series. You know what I mean? Uh
So you're basically
but the
saying
Knicks is in the
at
building.
least 90 from the starters, right?
Good. Yeah. Yeah. I maybe even more. Like because I ain't gonna hold you. Our benches only give us 6 to 8 points per game, and that's nasty work. You know what I mean?
Well, Tommy T gonna have to play the bench against Boston. There ain't no avoiding it this time around. Ain't no avoiding it. Listen, the only way we give Boston a run for their money is we gonna have to play our bench. We gonna have to play 10 guys. And honestly, this would be an ideal series for Tommy T to go to the cat at the four, Mitch at the five line. And I'm gonna say it for only because of the fact that I think Josh Hart reinforces the bench this series. You're gonna have to reinforce the bench to some extent this series with Boston because you gotta have scoring against Boston when the stars are not on the court. Those are the most crucial minutes against teams like Boston, Cleveland, and OKC. When their stars are out, is what you are able to do when these stars are not on the floor. Those are the key minutes that matter.
I
But
mean, I think another reason for that, which I agree, but for me, the more important is Cat doesn't play well against centers like him, centers that stretch the floor. He doesn't play well against them. So having Mitch there to guard Porzingis is going to be important.
Yeah.
I agree. Play Deuce, Cam, Deuce, Josh, Precious, maybe Huck Porty, the second unit, because you can't just play three guys against the Celtics. You can't just play Deuce, Cam, and Mitch. That's it. You can't.
yeah,
Can't.
I agree. I agree. Something also needs to happen with the bench is the fact that you know when the starters start subbing out is usually JB or Cat on the floor. And default, we just go to whoever the star is, and everybody's focus is just getting Cat the ball or getting JB the ball. What it should be, all of them being aggressive. You know what I mean? It's campaign. Like campaign gets in the paint quite often, but he'll pull the ball out or he'll stand up and pass the ball. Be aggressive. Same thing with everybody else on the court. Be aggressive. Yeah, I mean, as much as I love Deuce, right? I love Deuce. Don't get this twisted. Like I'm saying, I don't like Deuce. but he can't get past nobody. There's a whole bunch of dribble moves and he be going nowhere. I'm like, yo, what's up, bro? Like, you mean you ain't got no move to get past a person? Yeah, I mean, that's frustrating to watch. And he gotta knock down his open jump shots, which he's been missing quite often in his postseason. Deuce is important for the bench. Deuce getting 10 points off the bench is important for the bench. I could live with campaign getting 6 to 8 points if Deuce is getting 10. That's 18 points between two of them. I could kind of live with that with the kind of production that we get from the starters, right? But that has to be the norm. If Landry Shamet plays this series, he has to do something besides getting cardio. You feel me? Like, I understand, and I said this in prior lives that this wasn't the series for Landry Shamet. I felt it was just too physical for him. Landry Shamet is a slight dude. He's not physically imposing in any kind of way. Neither is Campaign, but Campaign is a fuck. Oh, he's a freaking dog. Woof, 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 dog. Yeah, I mean, if Landry's gonna be out there, he gotta shoot that thing. Pause. You know what I mean? And be effective doing it. Be aggressive in his time on the court. You know what I mean? And that needs to happen. The bench this series was non-existent. Somehow, Deuce McBride still ended up being a plus 16 throughout the series, which is kind of crazy to me. You know what I mean? I don't know how that happened because he was pretty much getting cardio out there. You know what I mean? But I guess his defense was that pronounced that it gave him a plus 16. But we got to be better. We should.
I'm going to check.
Nostalgic, we should play. I don't understand why Precious didn't play. I don't understand that. That's mind-boggling to me. You feel me? Like, I don't understand that why that wasn't a thing, and especially in a physical series like we had against Detroit. You know what I mean? But you know my motto, I ain't gonna be the fool to argue with results. We won. We won. But yeah, you know, that game went not exactly how I expected it to go, but how my mind, I knew it was going to come down to a last shot situation because that's just how the series went. And good thing we got the best clutch player in the NBA on our side. That shot gave me, reminiscences of.
Got to be careful with the ball. Thompson's got those long arms. Down to 12 seconds. Brunson holding. Knicks trying to wait till the end. Brunson puts up a three.
Wait, sis, can you bring it back to where Asa Thompson goes on skates, please? Can you bring it back to just bring it back to where he starts, where he goes on skates?
Brunson holding.
And pause it right when he starts to go on skates for me. Right there. It was at this moment. It was at this moment he knew he fucked up. Thank you.
Listen, go get it. It don't matter. It don't matter.
Thank you, sis. I appreciate that.
Kev,
it don't matter what the shot before, bro.
Kev, hold on. We got a super chat. Our first one. You know what I mean?
Ooh, shout out my guy, Frankie Fingers.
Shout out to Frank with the Knicks is first official super chat. Shout out to my guy, man. Whoa. Shout out to my guy. Yeah.
That's much love.
That's my blood brother right there.
So
yeah.
We about to talk about this super chat because that's what we're supposed to do. Right?
Let's talk about it.
Word. More on the depth chart to beat Boston, but for Deuce to be 1 out of 7, he's playing says a lot. Also, JB is the only non-superstar in the playoffs. Wait, hold on.
Superstar. JB is a superstar, though.
Hold on, good brother. Wait a second, good brother. I was with you up into that capitalization. JB is by far a superstar. But yes, we do need to have more depth in the starting five. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we need to have more depth in the lineup against Boston. Boston runs a lot of guys. They change their players frequently. They keep fresh bodies on the court, and uh, we need to match that. I do think we have players that could be serviceable. You know what I mean? Precious Achua, DeLon Wright, Huck Purdy, if you decide to go with the double big starting five. You know what I mean? Uh, we got guys that could play. We got some guys that could hoop. You know what I mean? I think this series is a better series for Landry Shamet because Boston Celtics like to play fast and we could play fast with him. And I think that fits Landry Shamet's game better than the slow, grinded out pace that we was playing against the Pistons. But yeah, absolutely. But JB is absolutely a superstar, brother. That's
So
the
this
only
is what
part I
he
don't agree.
meant.
Huh?
This is what he meant.
When you look at the teams,
Oh, all right. Yeah, he's right.
oh, okay, copy. All right, Frank. All right, my bad. Because I was like, whoa, my guy's living crazy right now. You feel me? A shout out to you, Frank. Thank you for the first super chat on Knicks N Ish. Yeah, I mean that's monumental for us. Yeah, I mean real talk.
But yo, to be honest with you, Deuce is my guy, but his defense was terrible. Again, especially against the two main guards, Dennis Schroeder and Malik Beasley, they was killing him, man. The numbers look absurd.
Yeah.
Yo. So if he comes out and he plays the kid, what's his name? Um, the first kid that comes off the bench, I forgot his name.
But who us or them?
Tramp, what's it?
Who you talking about?
Pritchard or some shit like
Peyton
that.
Pritchard.
Yeah. If they put Deuce on him, he's gonna have a hard time, bro.
I feel like Deuce sometimes he's not aggressive as he used to be when he first came in the league defensively. Deuce was a pest when he first came in the league. Like he was paused. He was getting in the guys, active hands, picking up 90 feet. You feel me? Like he was picking up full court. Those are things he's not doing anymore. You know what I mean? And against Boston, he's going to need to get back to that. You feel me? Uh, and against Peyton Pritchard's a smaller guard. He's quicker, but he's a smaller guard. I feel like that is more in,
Campaign.
campaign and Deuce. I think Deuce would fare better against Peyton Pritchard than the guards on the Pistons. Even
We got
shout out to
another
Marlon.
one.
Yeah, shout out to Marlon. Let's go. Super chat.
Molly Mo,
Let's
yes
go with the super
sir.
chats.
Talk
You
about
heard?
it. Talk about it.
Let's go with the super chats.
Oh,
But I'm gonna land the plane on my statement, and we're gonna get to Marlon's comment. But yeah, um, even Dennis Schroeder is super crafty. Yeah, I mean he knows how to get you in the air. He knows how to draw fouls and things of that nature. Pritchard is a problem off the bench for sure. He know how to go get a bucket,
facts.
but I just
Six
think
man of
Deuce
the
will be
year.
able to. I think Deuce will just be able to handle that better, right?
I think it's going to be a lot different this series because I don't think Boston plays half as physical as Detroit was playing on us. It's going to be different.
Yeah, my guy Marlon said we need our perimeter defense on point. We have to
Absolutely.
watch the switches too. They've been killing us with the switches for
That's
sure.
a
Oh,
fact.
I,
That's
I
a fact.
would
For
love to
sure.
elaborate on this if I may.
Absolutely, Franz.
Because I've been talking about it earlier, and Marley Marl knows I've been talking about this a lot on Knicks N Ish, the two-man game with Jason Tatum and Kristaps Porzingis. That's something we're gonna have to monitor during this entire series because that is the kind of gameplay that gives Boston the space and they need to execute their offense well. If you haven't noticed, they've been running that two-man game on a lot of teams this year, and it's been very effective for them. Meaning that means Cat, you're gonna have to deny the ball this series, my friend. I'm gonna need you to step up on them screening roles. You cannot give Tatum this kind of space, and you was giving other guards, my guy, because Tatum's gonna torch us, bro. Real talk. At the end of the day, you gonna have to step up and be that body in between the screener, bro. I'm gonna need
Yeah.
you there. Mitch already is showing it. I don't even gotta say too much about Mitch. It's just sometimes Mitch gets caught being a little lackadaisical when the guy rolls to the basket. That's the only problem I have with Mitch. But other than that, he's playing between the screener and he's stepping up on those guys who can shoot because he has block shots on that perimeter. So at the end of the
Yeah.
day, it's gonna be a key for us on defense. We're gonna have to deny them the spacing they want, and we're gonna have to watch, like Marlon said, when Tatum's looking for a switch off a pick and roll because Tatum's looking for a matchup 10 times out of 10 on offense against us.
Yo, he is a mismatch hunter for
Facts.
sure.
Facts.
Mismatch hunter, and that's part of the reason why I hate his game. You feel me? Like I feel like he don't go as crazy on his primary matchup. He only really attacks when he got the mismatch, and when he don't have the mismatch, he's shooting jumpers, right? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but I did want to do this before we started talking about the Boston series, but I had to make sure we hollered at, our super chat. Shout out to Marlon. Excuse me. Shout out to Frankie Fingers. Appreciate y'all. But I got some rants, man. I got some rants. Hold on. I got a new
It's a
sound.
button.
I got a new sound.
Shit, I got it.
Yeah. To all you people that was out there saying that the Knicks was going to lose to the Pistons, the Frank stand is open. I can't say the word because my daughter's here, but SMD. To all of y'all. That you said that we didn't have a chance against the Pistons. Oh, yeah. Cade Cunningham, Isaiah Stewart. Oh, yeah. SMD. How you look? You look stupid. We had Jalen Brunson, bro. To everybody on the Gills Arena podcast, Brandon Jennings, Cheryl Swoops was there. I forgot who else said it. I think they're going to get the Knicks out of here in 7 or 6.
We got the clip.
Mr. B, you say the whole series.
I agree. I love Kate Cunningham. I'm going to go Pistons in 5.
No. Leave me running.
I'll say 7.
Pistons in 7. Yeah. So boom. Back to my. Cheryl Swoops had the nerve to fix her face and say Pistons in 5. Are you guys smoking drugs? Obviously, you smoking drugs. That Nick Young, you've been a bum. I don't know what's wrong with you. You've been dirt. You've never been that guy, bro. The only reason why you got a ring, Gilbert killed you with that and said because you was a bench player. You barely saw any time with the Golden State Warriors. You's a bum. How dare you? How dare you? Brandon Jennings been a hater. He's been a hater. And you were never that good. You got one 55-point game in your whole career. You act like you was the nicest thing since sliced bread. Bum. How dare you? Oh, Mike Wilbon talking about Cade Cunningham was going to be the best player in the series. How about that? How about that? When it mattered the most, who was the best player on the court? Huh? Number 11 for the New York Knicks. You got the old SMD to all y'all. Frank stand is open. Watch your mouth when you talk about the Knicks. Shaq, you been a hater. Charles Barkley, you been a hater.
By the way, we don't own the copyrights to the beat.
Now, Charles Barkley, all them rolls on your neck. That's why you ain't never got a ring, because you been a hater. You been a hater all your life. You bum.
Let me state that for the record. We don't own the copyrights to that, so don't get it twisted, YouTube. Let us rock.
Now they'll block it overseas, but in the US we still good.
All right, bet.
Yeah. And Durant. I had to open the Frank stand. I had to. I wanted to say the real word, but my daughter's sitting right there.
That was crazy that she said Swoop said Pistons in 5. I was like, wow, man. Disrespect. The fact that they said that we couldn't go into Detroit, and as a matter of fact, we couldn't go into the series. We wasn't gonna be able to match their intensity, their physicality. They were the much better team than we were. That's what they all said.
And they had the best player in the series.
And yeah, we fucking swept them at home, where they said we swept them in Detroit.
Well, you know, they haven't won at home in the playoffs in 20 years anyway.
3-0 in Detroit.
The thing is that they really thought we were soft. They really thought that they could bully us this series. And the Knicks stood their ground, and so much love to Cat, because every time they tried to bully us, who was the one stepping up? Cat. Cat was all in their face, pushing, get off my face, get out my face.
Nah. When he looked at Mitch and pushed Paul Reed off, I'm like, man, get the off of Mitch, man. Yo, Mitch, I got you, man. What's wrong with this guy, man?
Yo,
get the fuck out of here.
You know who else is a sucker?
Tobias Harris.
Jalen Duren.
Oh yeah.
I watched him. The only time I watched him get tough was with JB, the smallest guy on the court. He didn't get tough with nobody else.
The other kid too, the kid with the braids.
Holland.
Was it Holland?
He barely played.
Yeah, because he's a bum. He's a bum for sure. Yeah, I didn't like that. I was watching the only time he got tough or had anything to say was against JB, and he's corny. He's weak for that. The smallest guy on the court. You ain't have nothing to say to Cat. You ain't have nothing to say to Mitch. You ain't have nothing to say to OG. You know what I mean? And those guys you were matched up with most of the time. You ain't have nothing to say with them. But JB, you want to stand over and talk. Nah, get out of here, you weak. That's what I'm saying. All that was straight toughness, dog. Straight toughness.
It's the same thing because Beasley was doing the same thing too. Beasley kept like pushing and putting his stress on JB. The thing with JB is he gonna let his game talk for himself. You know what I mean? He's not gonna fight back physically. He might talk a little shit, but at the end of the day, that 3-point shot was the bullet to end y'all. Ended y'all. That's it. It's over.
I just want to add, Paul Reed, this is the second year in a row you got caught talking smack about the Knicks and got packed up in 6 games. Just shut your mouth, Paul Reed. Just shut your mouth. What'd you say?
Yo. And
Tobias Harris too. You're right. He was on the Philly team too. Yep. You're right.
Remember when Tobias Harris stopped by the bus and was like,
yeah.
Word.
So game 5, after the game, me and Kevin, a bunch of us stood and watched the players come out, and Tobias Harris yapping. Michael Beasley's yapping. His girlfriend's walking midway in the middle of the street holding his jacket with his name on it. But I was about to break through the barricades because I wanted to get her so bad.
Yeah. But you know what's mad funny about Tobias Harris and Paul Reed? Can you imagine when the series started? Can you imagine them sitting there together, plotting their revenge art? We about to get him this year. They sent us home last year. We about to send him home this year. We about to send him. Psych your mind. You thought. Nah, Tobias Harris, You was a bum last year. You a bum this year. You had 2 good games the whole series. You're a bum. And I knew you was going to continue being a bum because your heart pumped Kool-Aid.
He had one good game and one good half.
Yeah.
Project Kool-Aid.
Your heart pumped Kool-Aid. It's sure Project Kool-Aid. The Kool-Aid from House Party that the little boy was making. Yeah, his heart pumped Kool-Aid for sure. Yeah, I mean, and when it came down to it, what he said, what they said at 5 Heartbeat, you want my spot, Flash? Well, you can't have it. You wanted the Knicks spot in the second round? Well, you can't have it. You ain't good enough. You ain't good enough. Oh, it's glory. It's glory. I'm happy we packed those bums up. I'm happy we packed Malik Beasley up. All the trash talking he was doing. Oh, is not the first to 3, is the first to 4. You was down 3-1, homie. The team that's up 3-1 has a 95% chance of winning. You're cooked.
Not to mention he could. Not to mention, it's only fitting the turnover to end the game was out of the hands of Malik Beasley. You know, karma always gonna get her way at the end of the day. We all know this already. You know what I'm
Poetic
saying?
justice.
Facts.
Poetic justice
Facts.
for sure. You know what I mean? Uh, yeah, and you know that's poetry that it went out on Malik Beasley hand. Again, heart pump Kool-Aid. Listen, when they was coming out of that timeout and they panned to Malik Beasley's face, right? I noticed this. I watched the game like 3 times since since Thursday. Watched the game 3 times in that span. But anyway, I noticed on the last watch, I looked at his face and said, "Oh, he's terrified. Look at him.
Mhm.
That boy was terrified. You couldn't ask for a better situation in that moment. You were wide open. There was
Wide
nobody
open.
around you. And you mean to tell me you all of a sudden forgot how to catch? Oh,
Mhm.
heart pumping Kool-Aid for sure. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Beautiful. And then you want to come back to New York. I know. I know it's great here. It's a good feeling. Nobody wants to be in Detroit. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to be in Detroit. But, you know, hold on. We got 8 minutes left to reach our goal for 10. Probably won't, but I have to remind y'all, we giving away a free Knicks N Ish whiskey glass, like the one I'm drinking out of right now. You know what I mean? If we reach our goal. But boom, you know, what I also been doing today is watching a lot of content, you know, from the post game and, you know, about the future series coming up. And you know what they're saying. Y'all know what they're saying. No one's giving us a shot in HE double hockey sticks, right? And I love it because this is exactly what y'all did. This is exactly what y'all did when it came to the Pistons. None of y'all gave us a shot. Y'all thought these young whippersnappers was going to come and wash us up, pack us up. And I get it. The Celtics defending champs, they washed us up in the regular season. But you also got to remember the Pistons washed us up in the regular season too. And they're sitting home right now with shoulda, woulda, couldas. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the same thing like I said against Detroit, they still got to hoop. They still got to hoop. You know what I mean? Uh, I think this series will be more free-flowing offense because Boston is nowhere near as physical as Detroit. You know what I mean? Uh, and what I saw in that Orlando series, that they don't like physicality at all because those games was way closer than they should have been. They only got Paolo. Franz is shaky. Orlando literally only has Paolo, and Paolo was giving y'all fits and buckets. He was giving them buckets. They couldn't do nothing with Paolo Banchero. The Knicks is a way better team than Orlando. Yes, we got washed up during the regular season, but we all know what the caveats on that was. Starting five didn't play together. Like the whole team didn't play together. Mitch was out. Pieces from the benches was missing. I think Cat missed the game, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean? Like, I think somebody else missed the game. OG probably missed one of those games too, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean?
Mitch missed all the games.
Yeah, except for the last one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, they won by these large margins, but it's the playoffs. Things is different. I feel like this series against the Pistons prepared us to do what we have to do against the Boston Celtics. You feel me? Major key for us is chasing Porzingis off the three-point line. I don't care if he go in for a dunk. I don't care if he going for a driving dunk. I don't. But what we can't have him have is going 5 for 6 from the three-point line. We can't have that. That's not good. That's not good. You got people saying, oh, you got Knicks fans wishing for Drew Holiday to be injured. I don't care if Drew Holiday plays or not. JB give Drew Holiday buckets. In the last 2 seasons, JB is averaging 26 points a game on when Drew Holiday is guarding him, with 49% from the field, 41 from three-point range. I think 5 assists per game, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not worried about JB and Drew Holiday. What I'm worried about is the rest of the team showing up, the other guys. We need OG to have 20-point games. We need Mikal 15 plus. We need Josh Hart 15 plus. And we need Cat to average at a very minimum 23 points a game throughout this series. They're going to put smaller guys on you. And what you did in the last game of the season when they put smaller guys on you, I need the same energy. Get in that post, work the post hook. Post hook the mofos to death. I'm going to land the plane there. Let me hear your opinions about what was said and what y'all expect in this series. Nobody?
Honestly, it
Nah,
don't matter
I
what
was
was.
trying to. I was on mute. I'm sorry. I was saying that. I think that the biggest thing with the Knicks too, what we gotta watch out is for that second unit on the Celtics. Guys like we were saying, Peyton Pritchard and the Sam Hauser kid and Luke Cornett. You know, those guys will kill you. Especially Luke Cornett on the offensive rebound with the offensive rebounding. That's somebody that you got to watch out for. But if we could just contain, you know, because Dennis Schroeder did a good job on us coming off the bench. So if we could try to contain, you know, a Peyton Pritchard and those guys from, you know, because a lot of not just in the playoffs, but throughout the season, we would get killed by a lot of second unit players. So if we could try to contain Peyton Pritchard and those guys, I think that we can have a good chance of winning this series.
So,
I think we need to be consistent. I think we need to stay consistent. We can't go on, you know, a good stretch and then fall off. The Celtics will make you pay for that. So we have to come out strong and we have to keep pace and play our game. You know, even though we lost those games in Boston, there were stretches in those games where we played hella good. There was, I think, one of those games we were up by double digits the majority of like the first half, and then we let up. That's what we're gonna mess up if we let up. We have to come out strong and keep our foot on their necks. I mean, and we also have to play smart. We have to read how the refs are calling the game because they're not a physical team, and the refs may not be on our side if they only see it being physical on one end. You know what I mean? So if we don't read it right and adjust, we may get into trouble. So we just need to absolutely play smart. I need Cat to be hella aggressive. Hella aggressive. Because yeah, KP is a decent defender, but if we can get him in foul trouble guarding Cat, that'll be awesome. And just Mikal and OG doing their thing. I think again, like in the Detroit series, Josh is going to be the X factor because they're going to leave Josh open to make sure they have maybe double bodies on Cat or JB. And Josh, I need you to take the shot. Take the fucking shot.
Right.
If it misses, okay, but take the shot.
Right. He be mad hesitant sometimes.
Yeah. And not only hesitant, but then he does dumb shit like go into the paint, jump, and then have to throw the ball away. Like, if you're not going to take the shot, you have to play fucking smart. This is not a team that's going to allow us to have too many fuck-ups and win a game. We have to play smart.
To add what I'm sorry, Fraz, I got you. To add to what Kev was saying about Peyton Pritchard, what I want to see too, you know how they say JB is a defensive liability? So is that guy. He can't cover nothing. I want to see if Peyton Pritchard's on the floor, I want them to be punished for having Peyton Pritchard on the floor. I want to see us get switches, have him on OG, have him on Jimmy J1 was good, my guy.
What up, cuz?
What up, cuz?
What up, cuz?
Yeah, I want to see us get switches with OG on the court. I want to see us get switches with Brunson. I want to see switches with, I want to put him in disadvantageous situations on the defensive end and make him a liability so they have to sit his behind back on the bench because we killing him. You know what I mean? That's how you neutralize somebody like him. Like, you have to make them be like, yo, the risk of having him on the court outweighs his offense. You feel me? And I think that's an area we can exploit, especially when you want to get somebody like Mikal and OG in rhythm. Get a switch with him in Pritchard. Pass Mikal the ball in the post. Bucket, automatic. You know it, 2 points. Same thing with OG. They're going to have to send help. And guess what's going to happen? Open three-pointer. You know what I mean? But again, Fraz, my fault.
Listen, I can't mention Peyton Pritchard and Luke Cornett without mentioning Sam Hauser. That guy kills us from three when he comes in the game for Tatum, man. He got to be another person to get contained. Oh, I ain't hear it. That's the only reason why I said that.
I said Sam Hauser.
Hauser's he be killing us, man. I still think Josh need to be relegated to the bench because you still got the scoring from the guys in the starting lineup. I think Josh needs to be the piece that keeps the second unit together. And, you got to have somebody on that second unit to be the facilitator, even when, they may play up differently on Cam and Deuce, you know what I'm saying? But it's good to have a third ball handler out there where you can run your other guys off ball like we had to do with Brunson in this first series against Detroit because they was playing great ball denial with Asar Thompson and Dennis Schroeder. The Knicks had to come down the court a lot and start running Brunson off the ball to get him going on offense. You're going to see a lot more of that this series as well, Knicks fans. But the thing about it is, we have to find ways to keep the floor space on offense. That is an issue for us, all right? If we can space Boston out and Cat can be effective, not only hitting the three when he's in rhythm, but continuously attacking the basket, I think the Knicks can honestly take the tide and win this in 6 games.
And I think one thing with putting Josh to that bench is if that was to happen, then we need everybody else to step up and hustle. So OG, Mikal, Cat, they have to rebound the ball because that will be terrible for us to lose that with that starting unit if no one else steps up.
Two things. First one is, the goal ended. We only got 2 super chats. So shout out to Frank and Marlon for the super chats. I'm gonna send y'all both glasses anyway. You know what I mean? Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all for hitting us with the super chats. So Tea Time is gonna send both of y'all whiskey glasses on your boy. Appreciate y'all. And Marlon, inbox me your address, gang. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna make sure you get you a whiskey glass for sure. You know what I mean? But Hauser for sure needs to be watched. But the thing with Josh going to the bench, we know what's going to happen. Starting lineup's been working. Tibbs ain't going to change something that's been working. That's just not in his nature. You know what I mean? Like, if we was having bad output from the starting 5, Tibbs would change that in a heartbeat. I agree with y'all that it should happen. But at the same time, when they go to the Porzingis and Cornette lineup, that's really when I want to see Cat and Mitch on the floor. You know what I mean? That's really when I want to see Cat and Mitch on the floor. I need Cat to neutralize what Cornette does. I need Mitch to neutralize what Cornette does, and Cat just has to step up on a 3-point shot. And I will say this: so far in the playoffs, I like what I've been seeing from Cat defensively. Cat gave me newfound faith in his defense abilities in this playoff, especially in this Pistons series. Now, I just need him to keep it up. He stopped the drop coverage. You notice after game 1, they stopped doing the pick and roll, the 5-1 pick and roll. They stopped doing that. No more 5-1 pick and roll once Cap started stepping up and blitzing the pick and roll because he got out of drop coverage. No more drop coverage. Step up on Porzingis and then get Mitch in there. When Cat and Mitch in there, when Porzingis and Cornette is on the floor. You know what I mean? But it's going to be a tremendous series. I agree with Fraz. I think we can do 6. I definitely see us stealing 1 in Boston for sure. Porzingis says something today. They asked Porzingis about coming to New York. And, he's like, with, the story rivalry between the 2 franchises, the Knicks being in the second round, the fans is going to be rabid. Like, the lights is going to be bright. How do y'all keep y'all composure? Something like that. Porzingis like, you act like we're going to be like some deer in the headlights or something like that. They got to come here too. And what I got to say to that, man, who gives a flying about TD Garden? And I'm mad that y'all call it the Garden, which is disgusting because it ain't the Garden. There's only one Garden. And who cares about playing there? Ain't nobody scared of Boston fans. Ain't nobody scared of them. And y'all might have to try to do what Detroit did to keep the Knicks fans out of there. Because that's a nice little drive.
Quick and easy.
That's a nice little drive. If I'm not mistaken, there's a train that go up there too.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
probably the Chinese bus too.
Yeah, 2-3 hour train ride for sure. And your tickets is half price of what the Knicks tickets are. Yeah, and I could come home at night. Yeah. So nobody's scared of going up there to play there. You know what I mean? And Y'all definitely not more ruckus than what we had to deal with in Detroit. Shout out to that crowd, because y'all gonna give them their flowers. They were trying to put on. They were trying to put on. They wanted to be Madison Square Garden #2, but they did not like the Garden, but they were trying to put on. Facts. Thank you. Thank you. Only thing they're worried about is we call the N-word all series. That's all they're worried about.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brazilians, you know what it is. No, matter of fact, you don't know what it is in the playoffs in the Garden because you never took the Knicks there. Because you know why? You need a charger? Well, you got 20%. You good for a minute. Wait till I'm done. You never took the Knicks there. You know why? Because you was never a 1A guy. You weren't even a good 2A guy, a 2B guy, a 1B, whatever. You wasn't even a good second option. You had to get relegated to the third option for you to start cooking. You had to become Alfred. You're not even Robin, you're Alfred for you to start cooking. So you don't know what it's like to play in the Garden in playoff time. So that's why you like, what the whoop-de-whoop? No, because you don't know what it's like. You're going to find out real fast and in a hurry. Because the fans is going to be on your ass, Mr. Postman. Yeah, man. You gonna listen. I love the fact that they'll give us no hope. You heard? I love the fact that they not giving us no chance. We playing with house money. And one thing that the Knicks has showed you in this first round series, be resilient. We do not give up, and we gonna keep fighting to the final whistle. Boston, I heard somebody say, "Oh, Boston's not gonna collapse like what you would call it, the Detroit Pistons." Boston goes through lulls too. The long stretches where they're not playing good basketball. They leave I watched a lot of those Boston Orlando games, and they left the door open quite a few times. I watched them in last year playoffs. It was the same thing. When you chuck up that many threes, you're going to go through lulls or misses.
Mm-hmm.
They shoot like 43s a game. You're going to go through lulls or misses. And if we're playing 75% of the potential we can when it comes to guarding the 3-point line, that's going to make a world of difference. It's going to be a lot more missed shots. We have long and lanky defenders. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, boom. I ended up playing there. I ain't got nothing else. I was going to repeat myself again. I just stopped.
No, I mean, I agree. And I think, like, for me, I don't watch a lot of other teams. Y'all know that. But what I have seen from Tatum, like, Jalen Brown is a bad man jam. Tatum, mentally, you could get into his head. And the physical play that the Knicks play, he don't like getting fouled. He don't like, Tatum starts crying and acting like a little girl whenever defenders get on him. And I think that OG or Mikal, whoever's guarding him, needs to play just as physical as we did on K. Cunningham, on Tatum, because we need to make him very uncomfortable.
I will say this. If we beat Boston, we win the championship.
And that's a fact. And that's a fact.
Call it now. We beat Boston. Knicks, 2025 champion, for sure. But this is one thing, my fault if I cut anybody off. But this is one thing I want to see is us making Jalen Brown a jump shooter. Do not let him get to the cup on a consistent basis. That's his strength. Make him a jump shooter. You know what I mean? And in vice versa, make Jason Tatum go to the cup. Funnel him to the rim and send the help. You know what I mean? Make him have to make passes off of drives. Don't make him pass out of the mid post because he's deadly there. You know what I mean? Like as far as getting to his shot and making passes from that area. Funnel him to the hoop. He's not a great finisher against size. He won't be able to finish against OG on a consistent basis. You know what I mean? So I want OG to funnel him to the cup and Mikal force Brown to be a jump shooter. And I guarantee we're going to get positive results. You know what I mean? Guarantee you. Especially, I feel like we could take Brown out his game quicker than we could take Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum could shoot. He could shoot that rock. He could for sure shoot that rock. Brown, not so much. If he's not getting to the cup and getting in the rhythm, he's going to have a hard time shooting. But Jason Tatum got to funnel him to the cup and keep Jalen Brown out of transition. Keep Jalen Brown out of transition. He a hard man to stop in transition. But I'm super positive that we could pull this one out, man. Super positive. I will be placing my bet on FanDuel in a few days for us to win the series. Plus 500 odds, Fraz.
I already put mine in. You late. Late to the party. Late to the party, my guy. You know I'm the parlay lord. Wait a minute.
Plus 500 odds. I need parts.
Already got 20 on it. Already got 20 on it.
I need parts, you heard? But so unless we got anything else we could wrap up, do we?
I got one.
Absolutely.
Congratulations. Thanks for joining us.
Let's go.
The first question is down 7, 2.5 to go, the timeout called. What was discussed in the huddle? What were you guys like in the huddle?
We built for this shit. That's all it is. We built for it. That's what we kept saying. Sorry. But we built for it. That's all it was. Stay with it. Stay positive and just stay fighting. We built for it. That's all I know. That's all.
Almost.
Yeah.
We built for this.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wait. I got one. Sis, I need you to pull up the Josh Hart one for me.
Man, he said we built for this shit.
Bring me the pull up the Josh Hart.
I never seen no Mikal like that.
Pull up the Josh Hart one for me. I need that Josh Hart on the screen.
Take care of business. They wrap up the series.
Tell him, Josh. Go home.
Go move on to the second round.
Go home. Go home. Go home.
All right, so this is what we're not going to do. So boom, I feel like that last game where he had 10 points. Like I said, I watched the game 3 times. You know what I mean, since Thursday, and Cat was making the right play every time. It's not like he had a bad shooting night. That wasn't the case. Oh, no, he did have a bad shooting night. He was 4 for 10.
Yeah, that's
but he made the right play every time. They were sending multiple guys at him, and he made the right pass, which was either leading to assist or a hockey assist. You know what I mean? Like, so, yeah, I don't do that to Cat. And Cat shows up in big games, man. When even you go back to last season with his defense against Joker in the closeout game, his defense against one of the best players in the NBA in a closeout game. Cat shows up when necessary. You know what I mean? I got faith in Bodega. I think he's going to do the right thing, make the right plays. If they send single coverage with how they did and have Jason Tatum guard him, Jason Tatum going to either foul out or Cat going to have 4. So, yeah, don't do that. You feel me?
I hate the salt. I hate that people call him salt because he may have been that in Minnesota, but he has not shown that here in New York. He has not shown that here.
That's a big fact. If you just look at this series, he showed you that he's anything but soft. The way that they was guarding Cat and grabbing him, 2, 3 guys boxing him out, grabbing him, hugging him, pulling his jersey. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Cat made the right play most of the time this series. And when we did need a big game from what it was, game 3, where he went crazy. He went crazy in game 3. You know what I mean? We needed that game. We just lost at home. Cat showed up to the and started going crazy. That's the step back game, wasn't it?
Yep. The Patrick Ewing. No, game 4. The Patrick Ewing step back shot.
Oh no, that was he did that before the step back. That was the whoop whoop turn around, and then he hit the step back the next play. Yeah, Cat has showed that he's anything but soft in this series. You know what I mean? And playoff Cat is a different defender. You know what I mean? So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Hopefully, we get to see a lot more of the Mitch Cat double lineup when they go to Porzingis and Cornette lineup. And that helps. You know what I mean? Yeah, listen. It is what it is. Boston ain't physical like those guys, man. And Boston already showed they're not going to defend Cat the same way. I think they think that JT and Jalen Brown is good enough to defend Cat, and they're going to be sadly mistaken. Cat is about to jump hook these dudes to death.
I don't know what series Devon was watching, but them guys fucking butchering Cat in the play in that series, bro.
Boston don't play the same way. Boston want to play pretty basketball.
Horford.
Oh my god.
If they put Horford on Cat gonna run from the 3-point line to the basket all game.
Yep.
All game. Pump fake, run to the basket. If he don't close out quick enough, 3-point shot. Pump fake, run to the basket. Yeah, but so boom. Now that we about to wrap, real quick, I need the panel to go around and give me their series prediction. Knicks in what?
Already said it. I'm not going to keep saying it again, man.
The
Knicks in 6 until otherwise. We know this.
I'm gonna go 7. Knicks in 7.
Cav?
I gotta stay Knicks in 7 as well.
My fault. I was breaking up. What you said, Cav?
I gotta go Knicks in 7 as well.
I'm going with Fraz. Knicks in 6.
Split right down the middle.
Yeah. I think we take one of them games in Boston. I think we win both games at home. And I think Boston wins game 5 at this crib. And then I think we close it out in New York. And then on to the Eastern Conference Finals. You know what I mean? That's my prediction. Yeah, some of y'all might say it's optimistic or we not being realistic. I feel that y'all not being realistic by not giving us a chance. Yeah, I mean that. We gotta win. We gotta win one in Boston for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think that's super important. Taking one in Boston. I honestly think we're gonna take game 1. I think we're gonna punch them right in the mouth from the rip.
That'll be amazing.
From the rip. I really feel like Boston is fat and happy. You know what I mean? Like, I think they fat and happy. I watched them play basketball. It definitely looks like they rely on the fact that, oh, we just better than everybody. That's how they play basketball. Oh, we just better than everybody. We're going to shoot a billion threes. Nobody can keep up with our three-point shooting. And we can, quote-unquote, turn it on whenever we want. It's different when you play a team that can turn it on, too. You know what I mean? But, yeah. Game 1 is Monday. We will be here with the recap. Shout out to the people that hit the super chat. You know what I mean? Real big facts. Appreciate y'all. Again, Marlon, if you're still in the chat, inbox me your address so I can send you a cup. I got Frank's address already, so it's good. But yeah, that glass is coming soon. Let me do my thing. If you didn't do so already, make sure you press that like button. Sharing is always caring. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Turn the notification bell on. Set it to all. You know what I mean?
Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
And, you know, if you didn't win a whiskey glass and you want one, go to the link that's on the bottom. Get you a t-shirt. Grab you a hoodie or something. Brad's holding up the hoodie. I know it's getting warm, but it's going to be cold again, so you can still have your hoodie. You know what I mean? Go to the website that's scrolling across the bottom. And Fraz, you know what to do.
Somebody hit the outro.
Mic check 1, 2. Tell these rappers I'm outside, get them start acting up. Turning hoes to housewives and cleaning the ratchet up. Do it off a boom bap, the melody rap. If they can put you in the box, then you might as well pack it up. Bars having bars, no cap, I'm Attica, you a precinct. How y'all competing when y'all just decent? Your rhyme efficiency's like logic simplicity. Don't tell me how much that you black, cause I don't see it. That's it.